Sorry. All right, guys. Hey, we're gonna start here. I'm just making sure I have my Zoom is working. What's up, David? Dan Carter. How are you guys? Hey, what's happening? Hey, guys, just real quick. While I just I'm gonna fill my ice water here. Then I'll turn on my camera. Just say hi, and then tell me where you're from, and if you're a platinum member, silver member, brand new intensive client, all those things that just to get to know each other a little bit better. We're gonna start here like literally like 37 seconds. I've had quite the day. It's exciting. A lot of exciting things happening that I can't wait to share with you. And when you send it into all attendees, unless it's private, just so that I'm not the only. What's up, David Glass? Okay, too intensive, can't wait. Southwest Florida, Dan Carter. All right, where's more people? Hey, Giovanni, what's up, brother? Florida. All right, Dino, love it. What's up, Hans? All right, here we go. Let's rock and roll. Let's go. Let's make sure we're set. All right, Spiro, what's up, man? All right, cool. Let me share my my video so you can see this amazingly scruffy man. So we are currently, as of this recording, I am still in my in-laws' house that my wife grew up in because we're displaced. We're out of our house is, knock on wood, 5 weeks away from being done. What's up, Walt? New platinum member. And Walt was already on a call with me, I think, today, right? That's the same Walt, right? Not too many guys are from Asheville. They're doing amazing stuff. So forgive the gruffiness. What's up, Al? I really had an intention to shower for you guys today and shave and look really clean. We're going to actually have more of a professional video crew moving forward. But today is today's the first day of our virtual health intensive, and it preps us for the live health intensive in January. And let me talk a little bit about why I decided to launch this format and why I'm really excited we're doing it. And why I believe that you, as a attendee of it, are going to not only get access to me, be able to ask any question you want. I can hopefully move you through some of your blockages that are preventing you from 3xing, 10xing your business. I hate using the word 10x because it's so cliche-ish, but if you have something that has a pulse and is working, I could definitely help you 3x to 10x it, assuming you're in the 0 to 100,000, 100,000 to a million range. and then $1 million range to 10 million, it's very doable to go from 5 million to 10 million pretty easily, because you have 90% of the work done. And it's very, very doable that way. So, and if you're in the early stages where you're just doing 10 grand a month, 15, 30 grand a month, depending on some of the stuff we cover over the next 7 weeks is literally going to give you insights that took me years to learn. And it may not seem like a lot. Like, there's so many trainings right now that have so much advice that in some ways you can get really, really lost. And so what I want to do is break down this health supplement business in the simplest way I possibly can, while making it specific to your situation and your business and your life goals, okay? So you can thrive and you could, create the lifestyle that you want, stuff like that. So as we get going here, let me just do a quick intro. I'm Ed O'Keefe. As you know, you probably already know these things, but like, father of 7 kids. As I'm sitting here in the dining room, I can't wait to be at our new house where I have more space and stuff like that. But anyhow, so the facts are, I'm father of 7. I've written a couple books. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm an investor. I'm an athlete. I like to think I'm an athlete. And I've been a coach my whole life. I've coached volleyball, played volleyball in college, and I love it. I love it. So when I did Coral Camp a few years ago, this is actually me. I don't know why the arrow got all messed up. That's us. This is my crew right here. It's my beautiful wife, Nola, who's just absolutely amazing. She's in the other room, so she can hear me. This is Julia, Grace, Keegan, Michael, Reese. The twins are bigger now. And I'll show you a picture probably of them shortly. So my specialty is helping really highly motivated, besides so the thing is that you need to know is what should you be asking me and what advice should you get from me? And my specialty really is about helping highly motivated entrepreneurs or experts who are in the health, fitness, nutrition markets, whether you're selling supplements, food, drinks, smoothies, workout, you're trying to build a tribe. Like, we have a couple of our platinum members who they don't have supplements yet. I mean, we actually have a bunch of them that don't. It amazes me. They don't have supplements yet. What they have, their 30-day boot camp. They have their ebooks. They have their info side, and they came to me to help that. And then, one of the things I feel my things to do is really to show you guys how to expand your customer journey. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about that shortly. And then how do you build systems to attract customers and then build as autopilot as you possibly can. No business is autopilot. And if you think this was an autopilot business that you don't have to give it attention, you don't have to work, you're sadly mistaken. I mean, it's really, that's not the case. I mean, you really need to invest in something, like get a business that you're going to be passionate about, or you're going to be excited to see it grow, because you can't just show up, hire a bunch of other people outside of you and expect them to just do all the work for you. If you're the entrepreneur, if you're one of the owners, you really need to understand that. Okay. And my job is to guide you through that. Okay. And tell you the real world strategies and secrets that work versus a bunch of BS that's out there. Trust me, there's a ton of BS that's out there. So that's kind of my goal. We can talk about like life, and the whole goal for me is that I want to have life freedom and money freedom and time freedom and health freedom. So I have all of those factors working in play, and that I build the business to support those things, not the other way around. Okay. So, that's kind of it. Before I got into health supplements, and this is one of the things of like, when I ask you, like, why do you want to be in the health supplement business? I'll share shortly my why, but I was in the dental marketing space. And I did that, if you've heard my story before, I did that out of necessity. Like, I was in the mental toughness, teaching coaches and athletes how to have more mental toughness. We were selling info products through direct mail, online, all those things. And what happened was, it was a big breakthrough for me, is that I realized that I was in the wrong business, that I needed to be in a business that charged more, that went after a hungrier market, a bigger market, and in this case, a white collar market. And that's what dentistry was. So I licensed the rights to a product, jumped right into that, and just kind of learned everything as I went, and that's the same thing with the health supplement business, So for a while there, I was known as the dental guy. Like, everyone would be like, "Oh, you're the dental guy." And I had kind of definitely a phase where I was completely bored with that business. I don't know if you can relate. If you can relate to being bored with a business that you started that was like one of your first businesses or your first successes or your first failures. For me, I really was at a place where I was like, man, I don't want to be known as the dental guy. I don't want to be talking about the same 5 things for the rest of my life. That is dentistry. Like, there's only so many ways to get customers, right? And there's only so many ways to retain them and get word of mouth. And I didn't want to do that. So I went on the journey of selling one of the divisions of the company. I tried selling the entire thing, made a ton of mistakes doing so. And if you've ever tried selling a company, then you understand that if you don't know what you're doing, or if you trust people, their whole goal is to minimize what they pay out. So anyhow, that long story short, I ended up moving on. And what I ended up doing was asking myself, how do I get into a business that I could scale, that would create life freedom for me, and be so that I could use my marketing skill sets, and if I get it right, I could exponentially leverage. And so at the time when I was thinking of this, I was thinking direct mail. I didn't realize the true power of online marketing. Like, I didn't realize that I can take one offer and grow it so rapidly by making it convert and getting your average transaction high enough, which I'll talk more about today. Okay, because what we did, if you've seen my story, we were doing like 200,000 a month, and I was testing, and it took me about a full year online. Okay, I'm skipping the direct mail side of the story because I just want to tell you the online story. And you can ask questions. I'm happy to answer them, by the way. On the online side of it, it took me a full year to dial this in. Okay. And guys, I want you to like write a note or tell yourself, or just tattoo this on your arm. Getting an offer profitable and getting it profitable enough so you can pay affiliates a very, very high, good affiliate commission can literally take your financial future from whether you're cash tight, whether you're just starting out, whether you're kind of up and down, whether you're plateaued, and immediately fill your bank account up with cash. Like, when I say immediately, I'm talking about it took me a year of testing where we were right around break even online, doing about 200,000 a month. But I was always an aggressive tester. So some of my advice now that I give people, and I think Walt was on the group today,
I'm a little more reserved than I used to be because cash flow is so important. And now that I'm an advisor to so many supplement companies and food companies, I want people to be aggressive, but with by mitigating risk. Okay. But just think about this. I was doing this for a full year, and then bam, in like November of, I think it was 2013, I dialed in our conversion rate, our average transaction size, and the company went from 200,000 a month to 1.7 million a month within 3 months. And it was very profitable. And then within another 6 months, we were up to 3 million a month. So that's what's possible. I don't want to I'm not promising anything, but what I just want to get your head straight on is that you only need so many sales a day to generate $1 million a month or $1 million a year, and then to think strategically about moving from $1 million a year to 3 million to 5 million. It's not that hard. We just got to get some of the foundational pieces lined up. Okay. And so that's what we've done for Marine D3. One of my clients asked me today, like, well, what are you doing with Marine D3 right now? And as I speak, we're doing anywhere between $7,000 to $10,000 a day with Marine D3. With that company, with that whole company. I also have a division that is 100% dedicated to driving sales to no foods, which I'll talk about right now. That's my book, Time Collapsing. If you haven't read it yet, if you have read it, say it to all the attendees. Say, I love your book, Ed, or you're amazing, because that book's amazing. That's a book that you can get on Amazon. You can get our site, timecollapsing.com. I wrote that book. It's really, really a powerful book that is very practical. It's one of those, leave it in your bathroom or leave it on your shelf, and when you need something specific, go to the chapters. Thanks, Dino. Thanks, Brooks. And perhaps Cat in the Hat. I love it. It's very kind of you. So, I wrote that book. That was kind of me coming out, and my next book is going to be called The Meaning Gap. The Meaning Gap. And that'll be another personal development, life thinking, entrepreneur, feeling how to live a fulfilled life during this journey. So I invested in No Foods. We're now have a whole division of our company that's designed to running traffic to No Foods. If you don't know, this is literally one of the most amazing companies that is in the health space. I invested heavily into it, along with Jesse Itzler and Sarah Blakely. She's the founder of Spanx. Jesse has become a really good friend of mine. That's her husband, Jesse, and he founded Marquis Jets. He then he got a group together, and they invested $15 million into Zico, coconut water. And they ended up selling it to Coca-Cola. I don't know for how much. I've never asked them, and I never will, but they did really, really good on the deal. And then he's now part owner of Atlanta Hawks. And he's somebody who I integrate very strategically into our group. I'll hire him as my speakers. We're planning on doing a Facebook ads training at Spanx headquarters in late February, early March for platinum members. And for non-platinum members, we'll have a special offer, et cetera, like that coming up soon. But he got me introduced to this company. Now, the reason why I'm sharing some of this with you, like on Marine Essentials and No Foods, is that I'm still actively on a daily basis looking at split tests, dealing with affiliates, whether it's directly or through my team, and coaching. We brought on a full-time optimization person who has been outstanding he's optimizing. We have Ryan Skelly's my Facebook ads guy. And so that's my core team. And we have with Kate, who works with us. We have Sarah, who works on the EOK media side, the coaching side, and Diana, my bookkeeper. And then we have everything else is farmed out. So I have a couple of affiliate managers that are subcontractors, and I may change that a little bit in the next month or so. on some of the products. But I'm into it, man. I'm in the trenches. And so I want to make certain that you guys understand that the content we're teaching is relevant for today's day and age. Does that make sense? So I never want you to think of like, well, Ed, you did this number, but you're not doing that anymore, so now it's not relevant. Well, part of it is that what happens a lot of times when you have a scaling offer is that a lot of affiliates will pick it up, but then once it stops performing to their list, they'll drop off. And so if you want to go that route, which I'll talk about different models, you really got to be coming up with more offers to them all the time. And it's very doable. It's still doable today. Some of you will thrive in that model. And then there's other of you who will thrive in a couple other models I show. So I'll show you a couple different models, and I think you're going to get a lot out of it. Is there anything I'm not covering about who I am? Yeah, so that's it. So we have 7 trainings together online. Today, the main objective is to kind of give you a bigger picture overview, and then to send you away with some homework and answer questions. So let's get started. So the number one shift that I've seen happen, and I may jump around on my PowerPoints, guys, because I'm not the biggest fan of just doing PowerPoint presentations. Back, watch this. The number one shift that's really happened is that it's really more about the customer now than ever before. Number one. Number two is you as a marketer do not really have to follow the rules of everything that worked in the past. Okay, so if my goal is to create awesome, special, amazing products for people, then what I get to do is shift my attention and focus on who is it that we want to attract into our business and how do we serve them best on the customer journey. That's pretty much it, right? And what I want to challenge you about is that if you can shift your mindset from worrying about, let me see something, I'm going to share my screen again. Let's see here. Let's shift this. Like instead of thinking about like I'm only going to think about like saving money, I want you to think about what you're investing in on a daily basis within your business. So if your goal is to create something awesome while making a ton of money impact and having a really wealthy life, then the one biggest shift about these trainings that we're going to come through is that poor people spend time making money, while really wealthy people invest in the assets that produce money without asking for more time. So the big example there is like my siblings and everybody I know are waking up thinking about how much money they're going to make, or they got to go put their time and they're going to clock in. And the first shift that happens with entrepreneurs is that, hey, all of us have went through this. And you can comment your post, say, yeah, Dad, I totally get it. Like I shifted from making money to building wealth, right? But what happens is a lot of times your first time in the deal or your like first business, you get so caught up into like, well, what are we going to make today? And what's my time worth? Now, I did that for about 9 to 10 years as an entrepreneur. So I'd be like, oh, I'm worth $200 an hour, $250 an hour, and I'm worth 8 hours today. And I'm going to go work, and we're going to get X amount of clients. And, you know, that's how I grew my dentist profits business, right? But the shift that I made was in the supplement business, any time I spend on identifying a proven funnel that is working for somebody else, anytime I execute an optimization strategy, anytime we get ads out to a new traffic network to split test and optimize, anytime we train somebody or hire somebody who already has the skill sets on the funnel building and traffic to the funnel experience, anytime we spend time automating a promotion, whether it's a webinar or video series or education process, to our existing customers or leads, anytime we identify a strategy, like it could be a content strategy or a Facebook group strategy that works, and then we automate it, we build a system that a VA or someone else can do. Any of those things I just mentioned is the shift away from just making money in your business and having a job that you've put yourself into, okay? And moving into building a oil digging machine, okay? And so I'm one of those people that never have liked traditional wealth advice. Make money, get taxed, and invest that money into a portfolio, and hopefully over the next 40 years, you'll get 8 to 10% over your money. I've never been a big fan of that because it gives up your control, gives up your power, gives up your spending power, and gives up some life freedom and time freedom. Now, let me pause and say that in our more advanced trainings, or when we work with Platinum, and I'll even do this for Silver, and if you guys want, I can add a bonus session, or we could talk about this as we go. You need to have buckets in your life. So the money does come in, it goes in your savings, and then a certain percentage goes in taxes, and you need to have an investment strategy that does cover those more traditional strategies, conservative to even like investing in an index fund that has low fees. Like that is part of my wealth strategy. So just so you understand that. But those are byproducts based on what I'm doing in this business called the health supplement business, okay? Does that make sense? Where's my chat? Where's my comments, man? Does that make sense? Tell me it makes sense. Come on, guys. Give me some love. Give me some love. Does that make sense? Thank you, Dan Carter. And the reason I share that kind of upfront is that through our training, this is not as specific as, Ed, I'm looking for the best ad creative. Even though we have that information, we'll teach you it. This is a process that's going to has the potential to make you a lot of money over a long period of time. And what I'm trying to impart is that if you can approach this with a very positive attitude and with a bigger vision than just, I'm going to learn how to be a copywriter, or I'm going to learn how to be a Facebook ads guy. Because I've gone through that whole process, right? Where I'm just going to learn how to do this thing and sit in my thing. And if I can make $100,000 to $300,000 a year, but I'm working all day long, you're not getting what I'm teaching. Okay. So I want to move you bigger than that. Okay. What we're going to talk about is in the trainings over the next 7 weeks is all about taking the asset that we're talking about and turning it from $1 to $2. Hell, guys, I'll tell you, like, if you could take $1 and turn it to $1.50, it's pretty amazing, right? And do it over and over again. That's so much further ahead than everybody else. And that is why I believe the health supplement business is literally one of the best businesses in the world, okay? Do I think coaching businesses are great? Yes, but they have a lot of drawbacks, right? They really are it's a job. It's a lot of time for money exchange, and it requires a certain level of expertise. So when I have, like, I think one of the things I always look at is, like, when you're looking at, like, what business models work, I would always rather have a nutraceutical business or food business. Like, I'll tell you a little bit more on No Foods, but I invested in that company. We're sending customers to that company, and it's exponentially growing on top of itself. So as I'm sitting here with you guys, that business is growing in value. My supplement business, as we make sales today, like, we'll probably add a few $100, a couple $1,000 during this training today. And that process was set up, 5 years ago. We got
update it and maybe add some optimization, but it's great stuff, right? When I go to Disney with my kids, that funnel will build upon itself, okay? The coaching business, guess what? I got to go in, create new ads all the time. I got to create new things. If I don't do the work, it's not going to get done. The supplement business, you get it set up. You can hire somebody to be your optimizer. You can hire someone to be your traffic person. You can hire someone to be your project manager. Those are all really, really positive things, okay? And you could do that in the coaching business as well, but I'm just giving you a perspective. It's just different. It's not the same. So the consumable business that enters a lifestyle that somebody's choosing really sets yourself up for repurchases, auto continuity. Like we have X, I'm not going to tell you our dollar amount, but like the dollar amount that we get in continuity every month pays for all my expenses before the month begins. So what we just got to be really good at is not making stupid decisions as we expand the business, you know, so then everything from there is profitable all the time. And I will say, first of all, or I will tell you that I have made more bad decisions than you could ever have made in these businesses. So whenever you need help, never, ever, 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 ever feel embarrassed to bring up anything stupid you've done. I've done it. I've already done it 1,000,000 times over. Okay. So I love you. There's no ego here when we coach. Never going to make you feel shamed. You are in a safe place. And the reason I kept this training to 30 people only is that I really, really want to answer your questions and create superstar entrepreneurs from this group. So you know, the goal is with the business, I'll come back to it, is like, so my thought process on the goal is that if we can get profitable early or break even or even slightly negative, we will get paid while growing a profitable, fun, amazing business that allows you to make a greater impact, right? And so the assets I speak of for us marketers and entrepreneurs is creating profitable online customer acquisition processes, okay? And this doesn't matter whether you're in supplements, food. I have a lot of friends who are like in the gluten-free market or they're in paleo and they don't use me as a resource. And I'm always amazed. They don't join any of my seminars and their business is completely stalled and or they're growing very rapidly because they're doing giveaways or samples or stuff like that. And but they're not making any money. And every single problem they're facing, I've already faced. So they're missing that kind of love and support. Now, when it comes to getting customers, there's so many ways. And I've mentioned 6 here. There's more than that, okay? And this will allow you to grow the business. Now, I want to go over a couple big picture questions that I got to get you thinking about. This is my crew. There's my twins. There's my loving family. The first question is, when we start this out, I really want you to send this to me in some kind of format, okay? Is how much do you want to make from this business? Like, you don't have to send, if it doesn't feel comfortable with you right now, don't even sweat it. But you can send it to the panelists. Only I will see that. And or you can send it privately. We will send out another survey to make sure. Is awesome. Now, if you send it to me, send what is your net profit on that. And Dan, that's awesome. I love it. And the challenge that I want to really challenge you on this is I want you to think to yourself, what is Ed, I must hit this number, right? Like, this is the number that I got to hit to justify all the effort, time, and work, right? And the second number is, so for me, like, let me give you an example, right? So I got to hit it, meaning gun to my head, have to do it for my family, our lifestyle, my kids. Thank you, Spiro. Thank you, Dan. Thanks, David. Yeah, my wife's yelling at me. Education. No, and it was in my third finger. So my wife's funny. Like,
Now she's totally screwed me up. So sent him to school, sports, clubs, contribution to charity, gifting to other people. All those things need to get laid out. So I gotta hit that, man. And then when I'm in that gotta hit level, included in there is my investment strategy. Okay? So I gotta hit my, we're putting X dollar a month away for each kid for college in a conservative, what we did was a very conservative approach to college since we got married. My wife said, hey, Ed, I'm not going to marry you until you say we're going to put money away for college. And, that's a joke. She didn't say that. But she said it was very important for her to say, like, one of the greatest gifts her dad gave her was, she never had to worry. She got a scholarship in volleyball and then never really had to worry about college debt. I was in a similar situation where I played volleyball and I had a small amount of debt. So I got out of that. So we wanted to get ahead of that, you know. And the education piece, guys, we can go down rabbit holes on this one. But that was like part of our gotta hit this, man. If we're not hitting this, then I'm not running this business properly. There's the opportunity cost could be elsewhere, right? Number two is like, I'd love to hit this. Like this would be, I got my gotta hit, and then I go, I'd love to hit this. And then this is the dream. Like, if you've ever gone through my, it's in the book, and I've talked about this at live events. My platinum members love this training, which is called the freedom question, where you step back and you go, hey, wouldn't it be great if this happened? And when you go through that process, you start allowing your brain to imagine really going crazy. So like let's say I'm getting a couple people say like, well, if I was able to net profit, you know, 50K a month, right? That'd be my gotta hits. I'd love to hit net profit 100 grand a month, 100K a month. And like for some of you guys, man, I don't want to project this on you. Let's say it's just 10K a month. I mean, so everyone's different. Like when I was single and starting out, I had an apartment and I had no responsibilities, right? So if I could net out 10K a month, that's the beginning of the shift of, wow, I'm going and quadrupling down on this, right? Now, if you're in this training, you're paying 5K to be in this training, or 25K to be in platinum or whatever, you are probably have bigger visions than that, okay? So I love it. I love it. So I'm going to put 25K, gotta hit. I would say if you're in this group, you shouldn't really have much more than a baseline expense level in your life that's over 25K a month. That's over 300K a year net after taxes, let's say. And if your expenditures are way higher than that, then you're living a life that's really going to force you to make a lot more. Okay, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but keeping that in alignment is very, very important. It's my thought. So I'd love to hit 100K net a month, right? Now, at this level, the amount of things we can do to help people dramatically jumps. We could bring on better talent in the company. We can build better products, all those positive things, okay? So the third level is like, dream, wouldn't it be great if, right? So now what's really cool is like, Brooks brings up a great point, is how much you want equal to the number of customers you impact in their lives, since they will transit the hours you need. It's a nuance, but I always try to focus on the people. Yeah, so here's the deal, right? So let me put up another thing. Here it is. Why do you want these things, right? And so the core value structure and system that Brooks is talking about is like, I want to make an impact, right? So let's say I want to do $1 million a year Guys, I'm going to do gross revenue keep this all simple. Please just bear with me at a 25% net. So that'll put us at 250 net profit, right? Now, if my average customer value is $230, I'll just put $200. Then I'm going to need number of customers, 1 million divided by 200. So whatever that number is, where are we at? $5,000 customers. 5,000 customers. 5,000 customers. So I'm going to impact, I got to impact 5,000 customers to do that. Okay? Now, this is how I think, fellas. And I just want to walk you through it. So I divide that by 12, 416 customers. Divide that by 30. What are you at, man? 13.9, so 14 customers a day. So raise your hand if you think you can generate an extra 14 customers a day based on what you're learning or based on just being in the group. And don't ignore my group. Don't make it about me at all. Great job. Oh, we guys can actually raise hands. Holy crap, this is like amazing. Zoom in. So if I want to make now 3 million a year, which increase my net revenue dramatically, or 4x that, then I get to impact 4 times 56 customers, okay? So if I want to 4x that, I got 50 customers a day, and that's 4 million, right? So right now, I'll tell you one more cool thing. Are you guys liking this so far? It's pretty cool stuff, right? This is just basic math, but all business strategy and how much impact we're going to make has to be based on the math, right? So I'll give you an example, right? So let me just take let's slow this down. We'll go to say like one number day, like daily. We're doing, so I was telling Brooks this earlier and Walt on a platinum call we did today. It was a great call. By the way, guys, I got to tell you, I love the call. I sent Duke and Sarah a note saying that you guys are excellent clients. You're asking great questions and you're executing. Dino, I feel the same way about you guys too. The rest of you, I don't know, man. You guys need to pick it up. No, I'm kidding. No, but it was a great call today, so I appreciate you. I just want to acknowledge you on that. But daily, I was telling these guys that we just launched a no foods funnel that I will show you at some point, whether it's today or next week. We'll figure it out. Let's say we're at 40 customers a day. I'm just gonna let me bump it to 50 because it's an easier number to deal with. Because your average transaction is, say, $45. Okay, so our revenue is only going to be like let me make it 50. Yeah, average cart value. Thank you. Is just $50. I'll do that for just because we know we could bump this up. So our average cart value is $50 per new sale, and that puts us at approximately, I think, $2,500 a day. Okay, that is that good or bad? It doesn't matter. Like our cost per sale is under that. We're growing profitably. It's really good. So when I was, that puts us at 30. That puts us at 1,500 customers.
right? Initial transaction. I believe we can get that up to $200 per value in the first 30 days. So what I want to share with you is that it made me think, like Jesse Itzler had told me the story before. He said, the average person who bought a jet card subscription through Marquis Jets with them was worth $250,000. Okay, one person. And he said, all you need is 1,000 of those customers to get $1 billion. He's like, I love this business because you just got it. Like, we can go get 1,000, right? And so if you approach this, then you go like $2,500 a day. Well, after 100 days, it equals, is that 25, 10? 250,000, right? So now, if I want to generate $1 billion in sales for No Foods, I got to go get 1,000 more of that 100 days. But the problem is that we're going to run into not enough days. Like that's like 10,000, 100 times 1,000 is 100,000 days. I mean, I don't even know if I have that long to live. So that's not feasible. So what we start doing is we start playing with this number and that number. And so if I could reverse engineer the process based on our conversion rate, our average ticket, size of the audiences, and figure out a way to get to 250,000 in revenue every 10 days, that's $1 million a month, very doable. Then we shrink the time frames dramatically. And I'm sharing this example because this is how I think. Like, this is what I woke up thinking about, and it all has math after the psychology is already, like math is first, psychology second, okay? So we got our why. Now, how do we want to make it? Now, I'm going to go through a couple funnels today of just like different people, like different models. Yeah, more funnels, more ads. So can we replicate the process? Can we get venture capital money to go spend 10x what we're currently spending per customer? Can we increase the average transaction size so the value that person's worth 10x over, like these are how you start exponentially changing the deal, right? I talked to Brooks today about, new customers come in, nobody in the health space other than experts, because they don't know any better, are running webinars or live Facebook videos inside a closed group. These are things that I didn't have at my disposal 3, 4, 5 years ago, right? So now we have those things at our disposal. I believe, like if you've ever gone to a doctor, like an integrative medicine doctor, and they gave you, like they did your blood work, saliva, urine, whatever, and then they gave you like they give you a plan, right? They give you a plan, like, hey, these are the 5 supplements you need to be on. This is what you got to stop eating, and this is what you got to start eating. What did you do? Well, usually you went to that doctor because you had some symptoms or issues or problems or whatever that were preventing you from or just whatever, they were pain. So when you go to him or her, then guess what you do? You do what they tell you to do. And so I think if your business is designed with the ecosystem of how do we impact their life, the customer first, rather than what's the best offer that I should be selling, because I think you can, if you think about the customer, it's all going to come true, okay? And that'll be one of our homework. We're going to go over the customer, who your customer is today a little bit, okay? So if I do that, then everything else starts getting clearer. And then if we can drive up in the average transaction size, we will have an advantage, and we spend time on that, we'll have an advantage that nobody else has. We just don't, right? All right, so how do you want to make it? Well, you're on this business. So the one thing about how do you want to make it, I do a lot of negotiables. So for example, I don't do a lot of public speaking. It's by design. It takes me away from my family. I don't want to be gone on the weekends. Those are my negotiables and non-negotiables. It's 2 p.m., almost 2 p.m. Central Standard Time here in Chicago. I like being unplugged off of work by 5 o'clock the latest. During different, like if we're launching something, like right now with our No Foods funnel, we have so much momentum that if there's nothing scheduled with the family prior to 6 p.m., I might push it back, but it's because I want to work out every morning right after I drop the kids off to school. So that's kind of my how, and that's individualized to you. But what I'd say is those are some good things to start writing out. Like, what are my negotiables and non-negotiables? My non-negotiable is I don't travel. I don't give my weekends. I don't give my weekends unless it's something super, super cool like the Everest event we just did. My wife did. You could see it on Facebook, the 29-0-29. She was part of the experience. But I fight really, really hard. You don't get my weekend, right? That's my thing. I can't stand being on phone calls like as a usual routine of the working day. So my business model has been predominantly like, as little meetings as possible. Like those are the things that are just for me. Now you might be built completely differently, which we can talk about later, but those are the things that, how do you want to make it? Could I be making more money? Absolutely. Do I want to be dealing with 1 million affiliates? No. So those are things that other guys do. Do I want to be writing sales letters every single week and put up new offers? No, I don't want to. So I have a certain like threshold of like, I've figured out, hey, I'd love to hit this dollar amount. This is the dream dollar amount, but I'm not willing to do certain things. And you're going to find out as you go through our trainings and you start testing, you're going to find out what you like, don't like, totally love. And those are the things where you start realizing, like, Ed, I don't really like this part of the business. Okay, do I hire it out, delegate it, whatever. So those are things. One other thing I want to say before this training goes, what are the irritations in your business, in your life, that you need to make disappear, like right now, in order for you to focus more on this training? Because I guarantee, like right now, you probably have things that are sucking up your time that you need to go hire somebody or stop doing it, or delegate it, or stop doing it completely. Now, can I share a quick story? I'll share 2 quick stories for you. So the momentum we've gotten in our business recently is a direct reflection to focus from me and my team. When we stray and we start getting idea and opportunity thirsty, and we're like jumping all over the place, and we think that there's a greener pasture, like, oh, I'm going to go create this JV with this guy, or we're going to partner with this guy, or we're going to do this. What I just want to share with you is like those things, if they don't get momentum, they end up becoming irritations very, very quickly, because you're not getting enough money out of them, and you're not making an impact because you don't got any momentum. But you keep talking about it, and you keep getting on calls, you keep going back and forth. It's sucking up your brain power. And what I'd like to challenge you about is that the most successful students I have ever had are the most resilient and ruthless when it comes to protecting their focus and vision about their thing, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, if you start experiencing, sounds good. My wife's grabbing our daughter Keegan. If you start experiencing success in your business, meaning like what we're doing right now, we're up to 40-something sales a day, it's profitable. If I tell people about that, the people who can make money by offering services to us are going to show up in my life. You're going to find a better copywriter. You're going to find a better affiliate. You're going to find a better media buyer. You're going to find a better formulator. All these better things are going to show up. Comment yes if you've experienced this. And when that happens, you need to make some really good decisions about staying focused on what has gotten you there and leveraging that. Don't get distracted and start telling everybody about your first success and going to like every seminar you can and being like, yeah, I'm killing it. Don't do that, because it'll invite ripoffs and it'll invite the wrong quality of people into your life. I'm just telling you that from experience, okay? Staying focused and becoming an overnight success will be probably the best thing you could possibly do for yourself. Like when they see like, oh my God, Dan Carter's getting 300 sales a day and he grew this multi-million-dollar empire. Let them be surprised by it, okay? Okay, so this is couple more things. When you do this, you're going to go through a process that I call going through no man's land, where we are going to go from this person here to there. During that process, you may find yourself overwhelmed, confused. Don't worry about it. That's why you're in this group. That's why you have the relationship. So I'm not going to hit that up too much harder, because we got to get moving to some training. I got an hour left. You need to upgrade your core 20 relationships. I got that. Okay, here's the biggest shift that's happened over the last, I'd say 2 years. The old model was very much about the offer and what product should I be selling. And what I'm going to keep coming back to, because I know it's going to be like your biggest question. Ed, what should I be selling? Ed, what should I be selling? Or what else should I be selling? And what I like to say to you is that your customers know your customer journey is going to be dictated by your customer and how well you know their biggest problems. And number two is your plan that's going to help them the most. Okay? So sometimes asking customers what it is they want and giving it to them is not the best solution, even though it's a good solution, because if they knew what they were supposed to be doing, they'd already be doing it. Or, people like who know they should be taking probiotics, but they don't, right? So, see that, there you go. You got to be the dictator of that. So the other thing that's happened, which is great, is the more celebrityship, specialists, and expertise and individuality you can make your business to these people, the better it's going to be for you, okay? So the first focus that we got to get into is what are the first pillars of the business, and what is the direction that we are going to go into, okay? And so my goal here is to show you a couple examples of businesses that have different models and kind of walk you through some of these models, okay? Rashida, is Dan the one that had recommendations for copywriters that I was featured on? I mean, I think you can email Dan directly in Zoom. I don't know, but you guys can figure that out. I'll help facilitate it. But the first thing pillar number one is a profitable new customer machine selling to a hyper-responsive market that is preferably growing. Let's unpack that a little bit, okay? So I'm going to talk about potential of a market, okay? And we can talk about this. Actually, let's go with this. So there's a couple different things, right? So number one, this is Sean Hasdale, right? He runs a info business, and he does Facebook video ads, and he sends them to an opt-in page. That's what he does. From there, he sends them content, drives them up, drives them up the wall, but drives them to supplement offers, affiliate offers, and his own info offers. All right. Now I'm going to pull up another example. So this is smarterreviews.com. So this, well, let me back up. This example of Sean Hasdale would be a great example of a supplement company. Like if I was an expert, I would be using this kind of format of going from what do you call it? A Facebook page to driving people to my Facebook group, driving people to my what do you call it? I'm multitasking, guys. That's why I'm stopping. Facebook group, driving them to my lander page, driving them to a Shopify store. Okay, all of those things work. And over the next few weeks, we're going to unpack those. So I'll give you an example of it. So if I go to his site and I just type in, like, I think he said lean in 12, right? Or get lean in 12, okay? Ask any question. Guys, you can ask questions as we get going here. Get lean in 12, right? So Sean's system is to send people from his videos. He's got, let's see what he's doing here. He's got opt-in page, legitimately target stubborn belly fat. He's doing this. This is through Facebook lead generation. I've not tested this yet. Let me see where this takes me. I'll click on this button. Yeah, hey Logan, this will be, I don't know if I'm putting it, yeah, I think I'm gonna put in the members area, but I think we're gonna create a separate product called Health Intensive. All right, let me see. It's not letting me do it, so it might not work. But if I go here, so here's his videos, right? How to naturally boost your body's youth hormone, blah, blah, blah. And then there you go. He's probably gonna drive me to something. In his like 1 hour ago, there he goes. He creates another one. So if you have an expert or if you have stuff that an expert of some sort could really do, like these types of trainings, then I think your Facebook ads would absolutely crush it in your audience. So I'm trying to look for some of his sponsored posts. I got to figure that out here in a second. But look at this. So he's doing videos, and then he's driving people right here. So really interesting. There's another over 40 solution. Let's see what he's promoting here. It's a sales letter, right? So he's maybe finding, hey, Facebook video, educate people, have them click through here, right? Let me see something. I'll look up in here too, like here's his UTM placement. Yeah, this is his tracking links, right? And so this is just Facebook video ad to a sales letter. Is there anyone on the training who does not think they can do this? Right? This is not hard. He's got a great story. Hans, you don't? Why? Well, yeah, but can't you talk about the symptoms that people have regarding like hemp oil, that when they find this really cool product I want to tell you about, here's all the benefits of it, and then you're able to send them somewhere else where they could either opt in and then send them to this, or they can comment yes to get the full report. So I'm really surprised they're taking so long to show. Sure, but that's legal. Well, the hemp space I did not know enough about yet. See, he's got this. So yeah, he's doing 147,000 visitors a month, okay? And he's got Webinar Jam, which means he's probably putting people into a webinar. Very smart. If you're new to my system, this app right here is the similar web app. Can you guys all see it? All right, cool. Hey, Dan, I'm happy we could schedule even an inner circle call, a bonus call, all about hemp oil, and maybe we get an attorney on there and whatever, because a lot of guys, I had a client recently doing a lot, and he didn't follow some of the things. He got all his money. He got all his money like frozen. Not good. Okay, so that's that, right? So this is this. So he's doing Facebook ad to a page, right? Now, what I want to show you, another one is we go to Truth Nutraceuticals, okay? My staff will get these links and stuff together, guys, but it really is on you to take notes in real time so that you could take action on some of these sample sites before we organize it and give it out, okay? So Truth Nutraceuticals, these guys do, yeah, we're recording this, by the way, but by the time we get off. So Chris Walker's done an amazing job, and I think he's got a few partners where they do a lot of like hormone optimization, and they do like gut relief, stuff like that. So, shit, are you guys able to see you're able to see my page, right? There you go. Yeah, so here's Truth Nutraceuticals, and they got, like, this is an example, right? So they're doing these videos. He's talking about nitric oxide, right? So when he pops them in, he's sending them to his lander. Okay, here's his lander. Oh, David Glass. Hey, Sarah, can you hook up David Glass? Because he's asking the wrong person. So he just sent it to there. So these guys are finding that this is what works, man. This is what's working for them, okay? So it's a simple video ad, drives them to a page. Now, that's not his lead, but maybe this is his lead. Who knows, right? You got 1,000 views. There was a, try to find one of his ads that has like hundreds of thousands of views. Yeah, so like this is an ad right here. So if I click through this, so there's a treasure trove of data. Dan Carter, Rashida. There's a treasure trove of these types of videos and sales processes that I really just I'm going to introduce you a lot, guys. Okay. And these are the sales pages he's sending them to. And when I look at their Master Your Gut version 2, okay. And there he is, Secure, Truth, Nutra, blah, blah, blah. He's doing a video right here. And then he's got a sales pitch. So $147, give me instant access now. So the reason why that works is because they're able to do a pre-education video on Facebook and then do another education video on the site. So these people are coming pre-sold, okay? So it's pretty good stuff, really, really good stuff. So I would check all these out, and let's see how many visitors a month they're getting. They're back up to 103,000. I want to see something because they have a, okay. So this is Truth Nutra. Oh, this is their order page. So it's going to have less visitors than some of the other things. Like Truth Nutra, for example, will have more visitors. Watch, because that's their parent site. Yep, see. I bet you they ran out of inventory right here, guys. And look at how many visitors. So they're doing really good. Now, when I look at their stuff, sorry. When I look at their traffic, 26% of it's social. The other ones are coming from direct links. So I don't know if that's like if that's affiliate links or like if Zipify Pages, which is it's like ClickFunnels. Ezra Firestone owns it. If they're referring Zipify Pages as the referrer,
then that's how it's showing up as a direct link, but it's not. It's probably coming from either a referral or their Facebook video ads. Because I'm going to click this. Watch this. It doesn't tell me anything. Yeah, you just got to try. You got to like mess around and see what you find in here, guys. Okay, so that's Truth Nutraceuticals. So again, what's the format and structure of his business? They get good quality products, Facebook video ads, educating about a problem that most people don't have. They grew very rapidly in the testosterone education space and the probiotic education space. And now I think some of those other videos like the nitric oxide and other things are just back-end products that they're going to keep launching to their existing pixel data. So definitely a model worth looking at, excuse me, and considering, okay? Now for us, we became, I'm gonna pause my screen real quick because I want to show you. So with us, still to this day, we still get, like I said, like $3,000 to $7,000 a day of revenue that comes from people. What's up, Brian Harney? How you feeling, sexiest man alive? Brian Harney's doing some cool stuff in his site. But anyway, what I was saying was, even to this day, let me pull up a funnel. Is sending people to our video sales letter still works. I mean, it's something we do. It's something that affiliates can send out and do really, really well with. Now, let me just pause for a second and find this link. Oh, there it is. Cool, I got it. 1 second, guys. Cool. So I'll show you this. So
does this ugly fish hold the answers to stabilizing your blood sugar and halting glucose swings?
All right, so I'll just let me show it to you before
yes.
I'm going to pause it.
See, this fish may not look pretty, but it is happy and thriving. This is an example of a type of fish with an average lifespan well over 200 years. Despite
so this right here, I'll mute this in a second, is a video sales letter
with next to
that
no oxygen or nutrients.
Is selling Marine D3 from a glucose perspective, okay? And it's doing pretty well. So that's a great one to do. And then they click on it, and they could buy, and then we have upsells, and we have all those things. So I'll go more in depth on these funnels, but that's still a business that works. You create a sales letter, sales video. You have upsell chain, which you have upsell chains in the other ones as well. And that works pretty well. I have opinions on this, right? I believe an easier model is what I first showed you. Facebook video ads or lead generation ads on Facebook to a opt-in. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, there's a video, like, is there a VSL? Rashid is asking a great question that we should be modeling from the one that is in the current training. Yeah, I mean, you can utilize the PowerPoints from Marine, the Marine D3 VSL. You need to customize the intro and all the benefits, like the story, to your product. But you could like literally take the last third of that thing and customize it to your product very, very rapidly, and it would still work. The funnel structure of offering something like this and then offering more product works tremendously. More of the same. Now,
let me give you a glimpse into what. So this is our VSL. This is one of our VSLs. Let me show you another one of VSLs. Let me just stop my share. I'm gonna come right back to you. I just have stuff that's private. I don't want. Yeah, right. Learning how to write, Rashida. That's where like if you really struggle with VSL writing, then maybe your best option is to pick a product that serves a very specific customer, and you build out your education process on Facebook, and then we lead generate, and then we sell them or we send them straight to the e-commerce store. Because I think it's a lot easier of a business to be in than what I've done in the past. I think what I've done in the past is a lot harder. And that's not that is by no means to say how amazing I am. That's just to share that I think Facebook.
Please make sure your sound is.
Here's another one, guys. Facebook's made it.
If a loved one is trying to maintain a healthy heart, normal blood pressure.
Facebook's made it so much easier for us to succeed in this business. So
tons of ideas, many that contradict
you
one
know,
another. What if
that
there was
we'll go
a
over this a
natural
little more.
breakthrough
So
that
here's my
allowed
blood
you to
pressure
maintain
VSL.
Healthy blood pressure, healthy blood flow,
And then when you
an
click on it,
overall boost in energy as you age.
it takes me to my order form. So the thing we're testing right now is this order form that's right here working as well as the other order form from a conversion rate and average ticket rate. So you are welcome. You are 100% welcome to model this order form. Thanks, Sarah. And you can't go wrong. Just make sure it's mobile ready, okay? And there's a couple other things I can show you here soon. But that's what we send out emails through our affiliates and our CPA networks, and they send us sales, and then we pay them a commission. So the business is just math, man. This becomes conversion rate and math. And I want to show you a couple more things. So the other form of this business that is worth looking at is a review site. Are you guys liking that I'm showing you just different examples of real world businesses that are doing this? Because what I don't want you to do is think, oh, I got to just follow everything it says and does, because there's so many good examples of successful businesses that you really want to find your own strengths and follow that magic pill or magic journey or whatever you'll call it. So this is smarterreviews.com, right? And this company is pretty impressive. I mean, they if I go up to SimilarWeb and I look at their traffic, they're doing 750,000 visitors a month, guys. 750,000 visitors a month. It means they know what they're doing, okay? And what's really cool about this company is that all their traffic is coming from review traffic. Does that make sense? So these people, like watch this, most of it's going to be from search. Search. So 74% of their traffic is coming from search engines. And so we'll talk a little bit more about this in the psychology of selling, but if they're searching for it, they have buyer intent, which is why Amazon is awesome if you could rank, and search engines are awesome for products that have high demand, because there's a lot of people searching for like what fish oil is the best or something like that. And so Smarter Reviews is a company I really, really admire how they're doing it. We have some properties that we're building out that are similar to this. And I think maybe we might even do a whole module just on this. I mean, this stuff's so awesome, right? So do you have to target
do you ever do target market focus funnels? For example, health after football when leading to supplements? Yeah, I mean, no, David, you wouldn't get reviewed on this site. You'd build a site that's similar to them. That's how you do it. So Hans, let me answer yours first. Like, do you ever get really specific target market focus funnels? Yeah. I mean, that's the secret of this entire business. Like, the more targeted you can get, like I've really gone from like how do we scale to how do we sell to one person effectively? Like, that's not my new mantra. Like, who's the one person that we're talking to? Who are we, what do they want? How do they want it? What else do they want? And if we can build that out, the sky's the limit. Because once you build that out, now you can broaden that out. Like, well, what else are they interested in? That expands our markets to interest. And so with No Foods right now, let me stop my share. I'm going to come right back to it, okay? With No Foods right now, what we're doing is we're targeting the gluten-free market, okay? And we're only targeting the gluten-free. We're expanding now because we're getting good stats. But all I want to do is talk to the person. All I want to do is be able to talk to. Let me just see this real quick. One person. And if I could talk to one person really, really effectively, meaning in my marketing message, it's not hard at that point to move out further from that. The problem that most people do is they start talking to too many people out of the gate, so they never are able to effectively optimize and know what went wrong, what's going right, if that makes sense, okay? So let me find this for you. So I sent out an email like this, and this is how I linked. To my existing list, which all of you are welcome to promote this once anytime you want. But this was an email I sent out to my No Food or my Marine Essentials list is, hey, healthiest cookies ever created, 100 boxes giveaway. And then here's like the little pre-sell, Amball, as you know, inflammation. So I'm targeting a problem. I'm targeting like a problem because most of the people on my list have problems. They have diabetes, high blood pressure, fatigue, leaky gut, obesity, and that's a great structure of an email. Create a problem. And then I found a cookie. It tastes amazing. It's gluten-free, blah, blah. Here's our special offer. Okay. So now when you go to our special offer, this is our offer, right? So we're just saying, hey, buy one, get one free. Boom. Here's our sales process. And there's, look at this. So what's kind of cool about this is that if you warmed up an audience and they have a lifestyle, this is like they are already thinking about, like I think who just asked me that question. The reason I answer this question this way is because they're already thinking about gluten-free because they are gluten-free. So for us to then enter their thinking with our brand or our product or our supplement or our like if I'm in intermittent fasting and I'm like, it's in my head, I can run ads now that talk about like 7 things you need to know about intermittent fasting, or 3 things. The number 1 thing you need to know about intermittent fasting to make sure you get the best benefits and you're not doing it wrong. Plus a free 7-day tutorial or walkthrough. Same thing as all those things, right? So I always like thinking about their 1 or 2 problems and then building out entire hyper-targeted, focused funnels for that. Now, when you bring up like health after football, my only concern with that is, are we really able to get where are we going to be able to get that list of people who had played football? And if I went after them, I would not target health after football. I would get way more specific to the number 1, 2, and 3 problems that most people are facing in that market. Okay, so I might say something like, why are former football players raving about this brand new XYZ? Reason number 1, immediate relief to the joints. Reason number 2, instant energy boost to the whatever. And then number 3, I'd go benefit number 3. What's even crazier is they're giving away free samples of it. And, here's the story behind it. And that's how I would do it. Okay. I see some things coming up. So that's how I would do that. Oh, got it. Okay. Hans, nice. The one, that's one of my questions. Okay. Dino avatar. Okay. Got it. Okay. So this one is a pretty much straight offer. I'll give you a little bit more in the background. We're in the early stages testing it, but this is just a straight offer, and what's beautiful is if you can warm up an audience on a specific topic, which we will talk about over the next so many weeks, how to do this properly. And whether you lead generate or you're building an audience off of Facebook video ads to a messenger bot or lead generation or to a group, those are all positively good things to do, by the way, all of them. Or you drive them directly to a shopping cart that then you retarget to, which is a great strategy. Those are all really positive things. No matter what you do, the closer we can get to being able to make an offer, like hey, here's buy one get one free, or here's a free sample, or here, I have a friend. Okay, write this down. Okay, this is gonna pay for your $7,000. $7,000. I didn't charge $7,000. I should have charged $7,000. This is gonna pay for your $5,000 investment in this, or any of your other coaching clubs. I have a friend who's in the organic market, like organic. Organic everything. They have 30 products in there, right? But they started off about a year and a half ago. Their business is doing over $6 million a year now. And their lead generator is a toothbrush. Organic toothpaste. Organic toothpaste. Think about that. Everybody who comes through her funnel brushes their teeth daily. Who's her target demographic? People who want organic everything, not processed crap, not chemicals, all that stuff. So she knows exactly who it is. She's identifying their lifestyle, and she's entering it in through Facebook video ads, hyper-targeting, and retargeting. And now the company is just growing exponentially because what's your job once you do that? Add more products and market the crap out of it to your people. So that's what she's doing. Anybody on this, you need to ask yourself, once we talk about your who, is really what is a giveaway or a lead magnet or a low-end offer or a PDF or a video that we can produce that will warm up our audience on Facebook. Once we have that, we can then retarget them with our direct to advertisement ads. Is this making sense at all, guys? And so this is it. There's me. There's a lot to unpack on this offer page. Okay. What I want to do is take a 1-minute break. 1-minute break. I'm going to grab water and I'm going to grab a snack. And then we are going to do 30 minutes more of this training. So get whatever you need. Take 1 minute off. And then we're going to do 30 more minutes till about 3:05 my time. And in that time frame, I want to give you your homework for what we're going. I know, right, David? These are so good. They sent me, I'll show you what I'm saying. I'm going to give you your homework for the next week. so that you have work to do so that we can build upon it and start building off all these assets, okay? So give me 1 minute, and I'll be right back for you, and it'll be great stuff, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. Oh man, I forgot to get the cookies. So no food sent. I got my deliveries in today. They sent me a baggie of the chocolate chips. It's the healthiest chocolate chip on the planet. So, okay, so yeah, hey guys, just so you know though, I don't want this cookie offer public yet, just so you know. So, because we're testing it and I really don't want anyone seeing what we're doing. So I want to be doing 500 sales a day and just killing it. The cookies are the most, these are the things. Cookies are the healthiest cookies on the planet. The chocolate chip cookie is the healthiest chocolate chip cookie in the planet. 0 net carbs. All right. All right, I'm getting your homework up. We're doing this. All right, if there's any questions, go ahead and ask them while we go over homework, guys. Oh, there it is. All right. Well, the best lead magnet I use for Marine 3. So I'll get to that in 1 second. Here we go. Watch. Just right here. All right. So let me show you one more thing. If you haven't seen the 3 harmful foods ad, and this is another one to check out. This thing's been around for a long time. This is a new video. There's a new example of how they're integrating like kind of like it looks like a show host and building authority, and then moving into a video sales letter. That's becoming very, very popular. Really smart move there. The other thing, let's see, here's another offer. This is Golden Hippo. So if you look at everything they do, they're very, very good at what they do. Very, very good at what they do. I'll find more of them, guys. I'll share them with you. So check out that thing. So what I want us to do is just to, let me pause here. And there's another one, like Dr. X, man. Facebook video ads to webinars. So I told Brooks today that it is all about screwed up identifying what your customer, what pain they're going through and what hell they're living in, and building out a plan for them. Okay? So the question we want to ask ourselves is, who am I going to serve? And what hell are they going through? And the reason why that question is so important is that if they don't have a hell going on, then you're trying to convince them of something. You're trying to create a interruption perspective that makes them have desire, and then you're forcing them to come to your product, right? So I was talking to a client yesterday who was doing an offer that's been profitable for about 5 years, and it's starting to wane. And I said, you really got to look at how people's thought processes have shifted over the last 5 years. And then also, unless they feel like their life depends on this product and you're selling from a pain perspective. So if you're selling from a pain perspective of like, I'm going to solve it could be inadequacy too, guys, and we'll go into this later. But when I think about lead generators, Giovanni, what I'm thinking about is how do I solve a persistent, high level of intensity pain or frustration or inadequacy, so that's kind of the self-esteem thing, and give them a path and plan. And by doing that, you end up being in the value creation marketing model, not the interruption model. Even though we still interrupt, like we still got to interrupt, so we got to get our ads up there, right? But the biggest shift that's happened is that people hate clickbait nowadays. They hate clickbait, hate it, right? So why not give them something of massive value, whether it's a PDF cheat sheet, free video, a webinar, 7-day game plan. And those are all the kind of like little things that I would be drilling down deeper into and going through that, right? When we look at the potential of your market, like, so when we talk about who, one of the things I always like looking at is potentiality of the market, right? Because if I'm going to serve, say, football players who have joint pain, well, how big of a market is that? Is it growing? And I already know that it's not growing because everyone's, actually, I don't know if that's totally true, because everyone's quitting football because of all the brain issues. I'm joking, but I don't know. I might not be. So when I look at the potentiality of the market, I want to walk through the questionnaire of the business development questionnaire, which let me stop my share. But this is kind of what it is. Like, what's step 2? What's the potential of the market? Let me stop this. I'm gonna download it and upload it into the screen. So some of this stuff I kind of do intuitively, guys, because I've been doing it for so long. So I just got to stop myself to make sure I'm giving you the right tools. So the big first thing I look at is and I'll show it to you right now, is and even if you've done this before, I promise you, man, you go into this again, there you go. And you're gonna see you're gonna get some gut checks right there. So what's my customer, step 1, what's the customer pain? Who's your target customer? What's the job of your customer's trying to perform? What's the pain your customer's experiencing while doing the job? And then this, I love this. How big is the customer? How big is the pain the customer is feeling? Okay. This is really important. Like when you're selling pain, is it a dog bite, shark bite? We don't want to be messing around anything in this. Does that make sense? Not at all. I don't want to be near, it's too bad we can't help everybody. Well, yeah, but sometimes people don't perceive the pain. How often are the customers experiencing the pain? Well, people with chronic pain are a lot easier to sell to than people who just are having a headache that day, right? So if they're daily, 2 times per day, all day long, huge customer, right? So I know that people who are doing intermittent fasting are doing that for a health conscious decision that's going to make them healthier, blah, blah, blah. And they need to do it, I think, whether it's 1 day a week, 2 days a week, 5 days a week, right? Every day of the week, whatever. So that's their lifestyle. They're doing it daily, right? People who are eating gluten-free, daily. People with diabetes, daily. People with high blood pressure, fear about it probably daily, okay? So when we put the pain score, and then it walks you right through, like take all the numbers there, multiply 4 and 5, and where's your max 25? And what you're going to do for your homework, the pain for gluten-free, I think it depends. Like people who have celiac disease, they have to do it because of it's going to destroy their gut, right? And I think I don't fully know, Hans. I mean, that's something that we're learning, but our offer's working. It's because there's a lifestyle thing, right? It's kind of like people with who are doing organic toothpaste. Like they made a decision that everything that's chemical they don't want to do, blah, blah, blah. That's all. So you're entering their lifestyle. So their pain is their fear of the chemicals, all that shit. Yeah, exactly. Giovanni, so my wife's company shouldn't focus on weight loss for women, but a specific pain or condition other than weight loss. Is that the way you think? Well, have I addressed this before with you before? But the answer is I would go to the symptoms of being overweight cause, And usually, you do weight loss, but we want to attract people that aren't just looking for a magic pill. Okay. Yeah, but I would even go one hour, like symptoms could be, depend on their demographic. I think we've done this where if I'm targeting 42 to 50, there's a lot of chemistry changes that are happening in people's bodies, but especially women, right? No, men too, but and those chemical changes, yes, hormones, they really have a dramatic effect on the thyroid, the adrenals, the energy, their ability to sleep, their muscle tone, they're storing too much fat, all those things, right? So I think just doing a typical weight loss pitch puts you in the same category as everybody else, where I think you could build 3-day, 7-day game plans. Yeah, and if you're doing it on Facebook, you really got to solve a problem. So Brian Harney's wife does something amazing where they do meal prepping. I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but it's meal prepping, and they do a cool video. They say, hey, would you like 3 days of this? One of our other clients just came out with a lead generator that's how to fight fatigue and win, right? And that's because his supplements solve fatigue, right? And as far as his perception does. So that's a great way to do it. Okay. So these are all the pain score. Good, Giovanni. I'm glad. Giovanni said had a huge aha moment. How much market knowledge do you need to understand the pain? This is important to understand so that you're not trying to. Thanks, Hans. This is really, really important so that you guys are not trying to be in a market that you know nothing about. And listen, everything I've learned, everything I've done, there's been a massive learning curve. And I really believe we're in a day and age that you can have a map. Yeah, that's awesome, David. You can do it. But why go through something that's so foreign to you in order to deliver value? So I would start with something if I was going to draw circles, I would draw circles of I'm an expert level here. I'm a novice here, or I'm a medium level expert. I'm a novice. David, if you could share with Rashida or anyone else about the PLR. I don't use PLR content, and I'm not against it. I just don't use it. So I have my own little system that I could answer as far as content goes. And I could give you a glimpse of it today in a minute. Giovanni asked a great question. So why did I choose Marine D3? Was it products that you knew about or passionate about? Awesome question. I'm going to answer that in 1 second. So do this, guys, because this literally could take an hour and a half for me to walk you through. Your homework is going to be to do this spreadsheet and to get really, really clear on what you're trying to accomplish. Now, look, there's 100 and some questions. After you're done with that, you go to part 2 of this. I will post this Excel sheet. I'm going to have Sarah, are you on the call right now? Sarah, can you post this Excel sheet to the Silver Inner Circle, and then maybe email it out to all health intensive registrants? But this, what is your target market, will allow you to then take these questions. Who's it for? What's the pain? The name. What product category? Who's your target customer? Allows the person I'm targeting, what's the job of your product, right? Who are the current market leaders and what do they do? I'm going to show you next training how to reverse engineer other people and why are you different. You guys, you won't be able, most of you won't be able to fill out the entire form perfectly. And if I was hoping for perfection, none of us would ever get anything done, okay? So what I want you to do is go through it with your best thinking as you possibly can, okay? Now, do you want to hear something really, really cool? So if you follow me, I posted the other day that Joe Rogan tweeted about no foods. And so one new thing that we're going to put into our when we're analyzing the business is, would a person like Joe Rogan, Tim Ferriss, Oprah, or another high authority endorse or allow us to sponsor their program? That's a huge one, right? Okay, now here's another one. If we sent out 100 sample packs to targeted influencers for our category, what percentage would actually share it? And I would say how many influencers are in our space. Yeah, so this is really good. So this is version 2018, because this was not, if you were at Nashville at our Inner Circle event, one of the things you'll notice is like Yemeni Mesa was talking about how they have 4 people who are fully dedicated only to reaching out and contacting people, or like doing this influencer stuff. So that's amazing. Now, I want to answer one question for Rashida. So usually, Rashida, when I think about a lead generator, the first and foremost spot I would go to is, who are my number 1 competitors and what ads are they running and what lead generation tools are they doing? That's my first criteria. So we're not going to talk about reverse engineering here on this first training, because it's just really a 90-minute training. And you could always, by the way, guys, always, like every time I do the reverse engineering, there's always breakthroughs. And even though I've been doing this for 9 years, like the reverse engineering process, I learn stuff every time I do it, and I get better at it, and I always forget things. And Jeff Usner, my really good friend, is the one who taught me most of it, and I always learn stuff when he teaches it. So what I just want to share with you is, if you've seen me do it before, next week when we do it again, please be on the training, and do it along with me and stuff like that. Anyhow, so that's number one. I would find out what's already working, been proven to work in the market space, that if I created an offer for it, and let me give you a quick example, right? So like if I go to newsmax.com, I've used Newsmax a lot. There's a company that's a supplement company that does a great job, and they let me find it real quick. Student News is brilliant. Trick to melt belly fat. You can't use that on Facebook, so my wife wants me to place an order on Starbucks. Yep. Yeah, baby. Thanks for being patient with me, guys. Some of you, there's like one or two people who are like, I'm not patient, you idiot. Get off your phone. You're with us right now. We usually have babysitters during the day, so I could not be integrated off my family. But we lost one of them. Like, she went back to Mexico. Not because of Trump. Yeah, thanks, Dan. That's everyone, just Joe. We gotta find actually a good, you know what, Hans, I'm gonna I'm writing a note. Sarah, can you get Hans's question regarding, give us recommendation about handling design and e-commerce for Shopify? That's really a good question. Dan, do you mind if David Glass, do you mind if I share that link, Thomason? Leverage 150,000 influencers. I don't know if those are influencers to endorse products. Like, I do know, like, if you type in, like, how to find influencers, there are sites now that you can buy from. I got to go to Google. But I would look at some of these things, and let me find out. Actually, that's something I'm really curious about, because we need to be doing more of it. All right, one more thing on how I create my opt-in pages. So number one is I go, what's already working in the marketplace, and then I reverse engineer 5 or 6 companies that are in my category. I'll show you that next week. Okay, this is where the pros, this is where I differentiate myself from the beginner. And all the pros that I know, it's exactly what they do. They see what's working, they go get proof of concept off of it, and then they go build out something similar or something exactly the same. Okay? Now, what I mean by exactly the same is, like, if I'm going to use this example, but if I have like a hormone optimization company, and let's say the product is not the same as like Truth Nutra or any of these other supplement companies, but I have something different. Well, I still want to know what their lead hook is. Does that make sense? I want to know what the lead hook is. And either I could utilize the same hook, like, hey, why men over 42 store so much more fat, or they're feeling fat, their boobs are getting bigger, and their energy sucks, and their mood's bad, and their sex drive is dramatically dropped. Not that I would know that because I'm 42, but I actually just got my whole blood work done, and I got my hormones optimized. I feel like a totally different human being. And it's like, if you go back 2 weeks before that optimization happened, what was it that they were feeling, thinking, and suffering with that your 3 to 7 day game plan or your PDF or your thing could solve? And so that's where I go, right? Now, here's another way I go. It's like, so here's a company that I look at these, right? 3 suffer from low weight, energy, weight gain, and fatigue. I mean, that could be anything, right? So you can't call people out on Facebook with this, right? And you can't say things like how to dissolve 50 years of artery plaque. And this one here too, even though these are I'm pretty sure these are lead generators to easy health options. so they're doing a lead generator. So here's their lead generator, right? So, I mean, what you could do if you wanted to, I'm not telling you what to do, and I'm not telling you to rip off anything, but this has been around for a really, really long time. Okay. And so this report is probably pretty effective for turning these leads into buyers, because this company has done a very good job of lead generation and becoming a really good media company over time. Okay. If I go back here, like, who's this new prostate cancer thing? Oh, these guys don't know what they're doing, even though they've been there for a while. They don't know what they're doing. Yeah, they don't really know what they're doing. Probably, yeah. See how they don't see how I knew they didn't know what they were doing. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of this. Now, what I wanted to show you was I'll go to YouTube, because we're talking about content still. I'll go to YouTube. And we are literally gonna wrap up in 5 minutes, guys, max, because I got a call. I got to be on here in 20 minutes. So I would type in, like, say I'm going into the actually, if you're looking for good markets, watch this. Go Dr. Axe. Boom, right there. I mean, like right there, how to detox your body and warning signs you need to know. Why women over 45 need to detox their body and warning signs they need to know. 99 views, 432 views. You know, how to make Dr. Axe's D. How to lower your blood pressure, 45,000 views. 10 keys to pain relief and inflammation. These are all really, really good ones, right? So now I got that, or I could just type in my thing, inflammation. And look at this. I mean, Khan Academy, 965,000 reviews, like the inflammatory response. What if you put a preview video right before this? Like, hey, it's Ed from Marine Essentials. Our products are designed to help with inflammation. I searched out and found the best video I could possibly find on YouTube, and nothing tells it better than Khan Academy. So when you check it out at the end of it, I got a coupon for you. Man, I mean, we should be doing that. We should literally be doing this. Drives me crazy, right? So, you know, whatever your big thing is, like, throw it in there, right? Inflammation and blood pressure. There's Dr. Sinatra, right? 42,000 views. Why is it only 42,000 views? Because they don't know how to do online marketing. But these are all locations, man. You can send this to a transcriber, have a ghostwriter or someone else come in, edit it, and turn it into something that is presentable, and off to the races you are. BuzzSumo will also tell you the most shared and items, and can you request where your YouTube ads are replaced? Excuse me. I don't run YouTube ads. One of our Inner Circle members, Justin Sardi, does. What sites do you use for a good ghostwriter for health supplements? I don't think you would need a necessarily ghostwriter for a health supplement. I think you just need to like, let's do vitamin D3, because it's a really good one. Like, yeah, I would go to, like, Upwork. I would probably go to, like, honest to God, I would probably just go to Fiverr.com first, or one of those, I haven't done this in a while, but, you know, my buddy's content agency, I'm meeting with him in 20 minutes to talk about a couple of our projects. He may actually, Rashida, be capable of doing some of that for you. But, you know, like, just, yeah, David, yeah, Upwork's great. I mean, I hate to sound like some of these things you just kind of gotta like, like Upwork, browse freelance talent, Fiverr. I mean, I named those both. Those are all. Oh shit. Those are all great. And sometimes like resources I've used in the past, by the time like I need to share them with the group, they're already obsolete, or there's better ones. Like, so for Facebook video ads, there's people on Fiverr right now that, I mean, honest God, you should go in and type in like Facebook video ads and just look at the quality of talent. It's unreal. And you could get a expert to do a cool, like, give them these scripts from all these other like really, really viral videos and be like, hey, truth about blood pressure and cholesterol. Like, look at this, 1.2 million views. Like, who are these guys? What are they selling it? I mean, so I'm going to pause it and then see where he's linking out to, right? Unreal. Like, he sent it to ownersguide.com. Let's see how much traffic he's getting. Did you guys see that? Yeah, look at that. 70,000 visitors a month. Who's here? Coming from social. Yeah, I mean, he's doing something. He's doing something right because it's moving. I don't know much about search and crypt. All right, we got to wrap it up. Okay, so hey, is there any like vital questions? Your homework should be pretty clear. My butt fell asleep. Your homework's pretty clear, right? Your job is to go through. And if I said to you like, hey man, did you go through the spreadsheet? Will come to you. Sarah's going to get it to you now. And Sarah, I don't know if there's any way to even upload it into the Zoom webinar chat for everybody like right now. But Dan, we'll get it. Oh yeah, hey Hans, I don't have one, but I'm going to find out because it's a good question. It's a good question, and it's more relevant now than it's ever been. So you're gonna do that, and then what was the other one? Really, the more research you want to do on your own of looking at, like, what I would challenge you to do is go in, like, find a video about like how to use audience insights for targeting and to research your market, so that you're like taking your demographic and then going to Facebook and identifying all the potential interests. We will have a little more supportive help on this as we go, but I just wanted you, like, I mean, if you're anything like me, you go through all the pain stuff, and then, great, Dan, and then you're going to want to know who you're targeting and how we're going to go get them, okay? And then, as we, in 7 weeks or at the live event, as you guys, if you have a sales funnel that is operating, it's profitable, I will introduce you to like some of these super affiliates, like, and you can replicate what I've done. If you want to do the model of, like, I was on a phone call with one of our clients today, and I told him I don't believe that's the right model for him. I think he should just stay on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, use some affiliates, but a different type of affiliate. So when we go through the affiliate module, that'll be it. So next week, listen very carefully, we're going to go over the reverse engineering process and then how we use it to build out your funnel, okay? So we're going to start getting into application of it. The secret, Dan Carter wants our formulator. Sarah, could you introduce Dan to our guys? And the other thing that we will do is we'll try and get our formulator on a training, maybe even next week. I'll see if he's available next week because you're going to need some time. If you're custom formulating, you're going to want some time to get that stuff in motion now, because custom formulators usually take 90 days to go from 0 to up. So that's it. Hope you're all awesome. I appreciate it. Hey, do me a favor. If you like this training, which some of you are saying you really like it, post in the group, like in the silver inner circle or platinum, just say, give me like a shout out, like, Ed, today's training was amazing. Because one of the things the reason why that helps is we started with 20 participants today, and we're at 16. That's awesome. So only 4 people bounced. Hey, Sarah, can you actually send them the physical Excel sheet so we're not all going into the same Google Doc? Because some guys might start putting information in there and stuff like that. I just want more engagement from my members. And if they know that this was a badass training and that Ed's sharing amazing stuff, I'd rather them hear it from you than me. Okay? So that's it. I made a copy so they can download it. I can't upload here, but it will be. Okay, cool. Hans, it'll be an inner circle. Silver inner circle, and it'll be put in the platinum group. Okay? It will not be put in Time Collapsing Academy. Those are not paid members. All right? So go in there, Hans. Tell them that they're missing out big by not being a part of this program. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Have an amazing day. And go rock it out, man. Go rock it out. All right? Thanks. Bye.